Trading card games are the fad that will never go out of fashion. The cards may change, but the excitement of opening packs, collecting and battling will never go away. And as there seems to be a simulator game for just about everything these days, it makes perfect sense that Trading Card Shop Simulator would definitely be a thing. Now, I am fully aware that this is not the first simulation game of its type. In fact, the very popular TCG Card Shop Simulator has been out for a couple of years now. However, I haven't played that game, and for the purposes of this review, I will be avoiding TCG so as not to unfairly compare the two, until later in this video. Today, I am looking at Trading Card Shop Simulator with open eyes and an open mind. Released on the 6th of March 2026 by NOSTRA Games, Trading Card Shop Simulator is, as the name suggests, a trading card shop simulator. Usually, I avoid playing any type of simulator game mainly because I know I will lose hours and days playing them, and this game was no different. This is how the shop looks when you first start the game, and this is what it looked like after 7 hours of gameplay. But we're getting ahead of ourselves here. Let's take a look at what you need to do. Firstly, you start with a small empty shop that you will need to name. You start with one small shelf that you will need to stock up with goods, and once the shelves are full with trading cards, you will need to set the price, and it's time to open the shop. Customers will come in, browse the merchandise, and decide whether or not they will want to spend their money in your shop. As you can see, we have a good indication on pricing by how the customers respond, and then you can go back and readjust the prices accordingly. You then need to stand by the counter and finalize these sales. One feature I liked that I found particularly engaging was the checkout, inputting the amount into the card reader or making sure that the correct change is given. You cannot overcharge customers, but you are able to give out too much change, so you will need to be very attentive when handling cash. With each sale, you gain XP and level up, and with each level you progress into, you will unlock new assets such as larger shelves, display units, playing tables, and most importantly, things to sell. There are new trading card packs with different levels of rarity, which you can sell for a higher price. But there's so much more, like comic books, stickers, collector's sets, and card sleeves. With the extra money you'll be making, you can expand your shop to display more goods and generate more sales. With that money, you'll be able to hire staff and host events. But this is the point where I need to bring up a constructive criticism I have with this game. Hiring staff and hosting events doesn't appear to do anything at all. I didn't see any members of staff walking around my shop or doing anything, but it still cost me money. The events do alter the sales and prices of certain items, which in theory could give you an advantage, but with how quickly you make money in this game, it felt kind of pointless. And hopefully this is a feature that can be refined in this game with future updates. Similarly, there's a certain amount of admin required with running a shop. I have no issue with this. We need to pay the bills, we need to order and display stock, we need to take out boxes to the recycling, we need to make the customers happy. And while doing all this admin, we do have customers waiting, and yet they never seem to complain. At the end of the day, we do get a breakdown of a certain amount of customer satisfaction, and sometimes the customers are not happy, but they still come back. They never complain about waiting, and they don't leave in disgust. What I'm saying is, there's no jeopardy in this game, and conversely, from a customer service perspective, there's no real way to go above and beyond for the customer apart from giving them too much change. I will say though, I did love playing Trading Card Shop Simulator. It's a fun, engaging and relaxing way to spend your time, but there's certain features surrounding the running of a business that need to be addressed before it becomes a game I would recommend to anyone. While it does feel like there's certain parts of this game that have been overlooked by the developer, there is one feature that is absolutely fantastic, and that is the actual trading cards. And while the characters on the cards are cloned or copied versions of a much more famous trading card game, I have to admit the feeling of nostalgia and excitement when opening a pack was absolutely thrilling, especially when you find a rare or epic card which is worth a boatload of cash. I'm sure there's more impressive cards in this game, but the ones I found range from 1 cent to over $3,000. So at the risk of sounding like a massive hypocrite, yes, I was fully engrossed in this game. In fact, for around $5 on Steam, it's a really decent price. I stress tested this game on the Nintendo Switch and on PC, and they both ran with 0 issues, apart from the NPCs constantly getting in my way. So why do my issues outweigh the positives? Well, it feels slightly unfinished, and I don't know how much mileage you can get out of this game. Very minor improvements would absolutely change my mind. There's just no variety in the cosmetics and no way to truly personalize or customize your shop. Even changing the signage on the outside of the shop would be a step in the right direction. The game does a tremendous job in the tutorial stages, outlining the things you need to do in this game to succeed. But the big elephant in every gaming room in 2026 is the use of generative AI. And while the game itself doesn't appear to have any evidence of this, there is no official statement on the Steam page or community post indicating the game was used creating AI tools. The poster for the game is suspicious at best, especially with how the art style and font is so similar to TCG. In conclusion, Trading Card Shop Simulator is a brilliant work in progress. And while you will get a good few hours and possibly days of gameplay out of it, it needs some work for it to truly stand out on its own.